Hey everybody, it's Julia from Darn Good Yarn. Welcome to week 2 of the Magnolia Beanie Knit-a-long, but this is our first video, so we're really excited. And this week we are doing the cable swatch demo. So what you need to do is you need to get some yarn that's not the yarn of the hat you're working on, just because you may run out if you use the same yarn. So I'm just using this Malabrigo Rios yarn. And the same weight, so they're both worsted weight. So you want to get some sort of worsted weight. Maybe you have some left over from a project, anything like that. Just grab some scraps, and you're going to cast on 17 stitches. So the patterning works in repeats of 17, so that's why we're choosing 17. And we are going to do the first round of the patterning portion, but instead of doing the cable, so instead of doing that C4F, we're just gonna knit 4 there. So you're gonna knit 4, then purl 2, then knit 9, then purl 2. And I'm doing this in 17, but if you want to do it in 34 and kind of do it in increments of 17 and do a little bit bigger of a swatch, that is okay as well. So on row 2, you're just going to knit the knits and purl the purls all the way down. All right, so then on round 3, or on row 3, this is when we're gonna start to cable. So you're gonna need cable needle. So they could look like this, they could look flat with like a little ridge in them, or you could just use a double pointed needle. I like these because they're really easy for beginners. So we're gonna start, if you're looking at the pattern, it'll be round 1, which is C4F, purl 2, K9, purl 2. So we're gonna do one of the cables here. So how we're gonna cable is we're gonna take your cable needle, insert it into these first 2 stitches, like so, and then you're just gonna slip them off. And you're gonna hold them right in front. And then you're going to knit 2, and then coming back to this needle here, we're gonna slide them down to the longer end. So you're gonna pick them off with the shorter end and then slide them down to the longer end when you're ready to use them again. And then you're just gonna knit 2 off of that needle. So we're gonna move, our working yarn is in the back there. So then we're just gonna act like this was our left needle and then just knit 2 right off of there. So now we've just knit 4, and we basically just held those 2 in front and moved the stitches over here by holding them in front. So now we're going to purl 2, then knit 9, and then finish with a purl 2. And we'll finish up this row with a purl 2. And then on the next row, so working on the wrong side, we are just going to knit the knits and purl the purls. So then if you're looking at your pattern, we are now on round 3. So round 3 says to knit 4, and purl these 2. The purl 2s stay the same throughout the entire pattern. And then this next section, it says C6B. So the C4F meant that it was a 4 width cable. So this means it is a 6 width cable, meaning we have to slide or slip 3 off, but instead of going to the front, so the F stands for front, this says B, so it's going to the back. So in the back here, we are going to take the short end of the hook, or just double, if you have a double pointed needle, you're just going to use one end. You're going to slip it through these 3 here, and just like that. So it's on the cable hook. You're going to slide these right off, and they are going to be at the back. So whether it's in the back or the front will decide what way the cable is leaning. So when you place it in the front, cables lean to the left. When you place it in the back, cables lean to the right. So now that that's hanging off the back there, we are going to knit 3 from your left needle. And then we're going to take the cable needle, and again, you're knitting off of the long end. So we're going to slide those stitches up to the top of the cable needle here. And it can be a little awkward, and that's okay. It was definitely awkward for me when I was first doing it. So you're just going to treat this like it was your left needle, and you're just going to knit the 3 right off of there. And then after that C6B, pattern calls to K3. And then purl 2. So you can see here how since this was in the back, they're leaning towards the right, and since these were in the front, they lean towards the left. So then the wrong side, again, you're just going to knit the knits and purl the purls. All right. So the next row, we have another C4F. So you're going to take your hook again, and we're going to slip these 2 first stitches right off the left needle, and we are going to knit the next 2. Then we're going to bring this cable up to the front here of the needle, and we're going to slide them down to the long end of your cable hook, and you're going to knit the 2 stitches off of that hook as if it was your left needle. Then we are going to purl 2, and knit 9. Then we're going to purl the last 2. And then on the wrong side again, knit the knits and purl the purls. All right, so now back on the right side, you can see this one all the way to the right starting to come together. And it may look a little odd just because it's not being supported by any stitches on the right side, but when you have it in your hat, this section over here will be repeated right next to it, so it'll start looking nice. So then the next row starts with a K4 and then a purl 2. And then it has a K3. And now it has a C6F. So you're going to take your needle, slide it into the first 3 stitches from the front side, slip them off of your left needle, and just hold them in front. Then you're going to knit 3, and then you're going to knit the 3 on the cable needle, and then you're going to finish this row with a purl 2. So in the last round of the patterning section, you're just going to knit the knits and purl the purls. So once you've finished round 8, you are done with one repeat of the pattern swatch. So if you want to keep going to keep practicing your cables, go ahead. But if you feel confident in your cables after this, you can start on the hat. So if you kept going, this is going to turn into looking like more of a braid, and this will keep twisting up into the left. So when you're done with this, remember to post on Instagram with hashtag DGY Magnolia KAL.